Well, it's week 4 of the LCS with coverage brought to you by Alienware. I'm joined right now by PoE. You waving at the camera?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because there's somebody behind, so I didn't know. Either way, we're waving at everything in this direction. And we're talking right now about the crazy match against TSM, because at some point in time, it definitely felt as though TSM was going to win that game. Then I think the Elder fight was maybe what turned it around. Like, stuff started to go back in your favor pretty quickly towards the end. So what? I guess you can take me through that game, because I think it was quite enjoyable.
Well, so the early game went really bad. I think this one time where we didn't respect the Talia roam to bot lane, and I think they got really chunked because they didn't expect the damage. That really hurt our bot lane. And since then we were trying to stabilize the game. But honestly, like, we would need to rewatch. I felt like we could have easily got the midline priority and like fought for midline, but we didn't really do that. So they got a big lead. We got the dragons though, and then we just tried to play for the soul, and we lost the 4th dragon and the fight. But I feel like the mid game went really good for me. I got the solo kill on Aphelios. That was really big for the game. I felt like he used flash and we got a lot of control back. I think that was a big momentum for us. And I felt like after that kill, the people really rallied behind me. Like, they were like, okay, we can actually win this game. Like, Syndra's really strong, guys. Like, everyone is like, Yumi is like just attaching to me instead of actually.
Like, everybody get on PoE's back. He's taking us to victory.
Yeah, it was really funny. And then, yeah, no, I feel like the team fights, we played really good. I think we peeled me most of the fights. I kept screaming, guys, peel back, focus, like, watch the Aatrox. And there was this one really bad fight in River where we like did not do that, and they just dived me. And afterwards, I just repeated, like, if you peel me, I think we can win. And I feel like it was like this one play where we get the soul into the Baron into the Elder Dragon. It was like a snowball effect. Right, and I feel like that was the momentum after like this like one fight around Dragon, where we got the soul and we just snowballed it. And I feel like it was definitely an ARM too. It was like an ARM because our On could never face the Aatrox, and I think the other turrets were still alive at like minute 38 or something. It was really sad to watch. And I was just saying, guys, we really need to get our turrets, but I don't think we had many options, so it was pretty hard.
What do you think of the Pantheon pick?
So I feel like Syndra is really good against Pantheon, so when they picked it, first I thought it was going to be midlane Pantheon, but they actually decided to do it, swap it around to Jungle and Talia mid. I think that is okay. It's like full early game, so I'm not too sure. Like, Pantheon and Syndra, they have like strength and weakness, right? He can block my ultimate damage. I think he did it a few times in teamfights too, but there was like a few times where he's trying to engage me and I just stun him away. It's like really free for me to do that too, and then he doesn't have any gap closer. Yeah. So honestly, I'm not too much of a fan of it. I feel like if I was, as example, Orianna, I feel like it would have been way stronger for them. So maybe they should have banned Syndra, forced me on like a safe midline pick, maybe even Zoe, something like just like a safe blind pick that most midlines are picking, and then just take the Pantheon and Talia.
So Pantheon may be a good pick, generally speaking, just in this specific situation because you were on Syndra. That kind of countered.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, how are things going on FlyQuest? Because you guys had like a really great start. People were like, "Oh man, it's taking FlyQuest." So you started losing some games. Yeah. What do you think led to those losses?
Honestly, I felt like we just didn't improve as fast as the other teams. This week, leading down against the TSM victory, I felt like we were way more straightforward. I felt like we just said, like, okay, I guess we're really doing this wrong. Our early games were really bad, and the games we lost, like, we didn't even have a chance. Like, it was actually just like a 20 minutes run up pretty much. So we really needed to clean up on how to get vision when we're behind. How do we fight through the priority when like one lane is hard losing? Like, how do we do this, right? I think today we did it definitely better than the last week. I think we still need to get better at it, but it was still like definitely like improvement from last week.
Did the drop in games in the LCS also drop, sort of follow a drop in the quality of your scrims? Like, do you think the team was underperforming there? Or was it, because I've actually spoken to a couple different teams who felt like they were showing up losing games on stage, and yet scrims were going super well for them?
Well, so scrims, I feel like FlyQuest is the first team I was on that wins a lot of scrims. Okay. So I think, okay, Cloud9 is like the one that team, I think they always beat us, but I feel like everyone else, we actually have a really, really strong record against them. So in my previous teams, it was more like lose scrims, win LCS. Yes. And for us, it was like sadly the opposite. So I think we just need to keep trying to get the scrim games on stage and have the same communication, the same, like, don't be scared. I feel like we are as well like playing a little bit too scared and afraid to lose, but we should just play to win. And I feel like we really need to get that mindset on us, I think, going to the game matches.
What is it like for you seeing your former team, CLG, not doing so well?
Well, well, it shows a little bit that I feel like I brought a lot to the team, and that they are like missing certain stuff now that I'm gone. But I feel like Irene left too. I think they lost, like they changed one coach too. Yeah, so I'm not too sure how much Smoothie and Biofrost. Like I don't know what like Smoothie brings. I never play with him, so I don't want to judge. But I think Irene was a really strong coach too. So I'm not sure like how Song is compared to him, if they have the same style. Because right now I feel like they should take a step back, maybe play like 1-2 comms. I feel like they're trying out a lot of stuff. I think yesterday they had the Nico mid lane. Today they had Yasuo Gragas. So I feel like they're trying a lot of different stuff. I feel like they should maybe just settle back, try one comp, perfect that, and then play it on stage and stuff like this.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about, as actually you're a perfect person to talk to about the Irene situation, because during the off season, a lot of fans didn't even notice that like the Irene thing happened. I think in part because so many people associated Weldon with CLG, and so I was sort of on my show talking a lot about how I felt as though the Irene pickup was huge for EG, but then EG has also sucked. So it's hard to look at Irene and be like, oh, that guy's a god. You know, like I actually thought EG would do a lot better. So what, for you as a player that was working with Irene, what do you think he brings, and maybe any ideas as to what might be going wrong with EG?
So Irene, I feel like was really good at seeing the team color, like knowing what is the team style, what should we play. They beat us actually with picking like Mazda mid lane, and we didn't expect that. I feel like that really surprised us as well. So I feel like he knows what a team needs and what a team should play. I feel like the only issue I feel like he had is that like he wasn't enforcing it on players. So if it's strong-minded players, it was like, no, I think we should play this and this. And then it's like, I think he needs to be a little bit more like enforcing it, you know.
So that could be a thing with EG, right? If there's a lot more strong-willed players, maybe that's what's happening.
Could be. I'm not in a team, so
you know exactly what's happening. You see those ego players on EG need to calm down and listen to their cut. No, I'm just kidding. No, but to your point, like if you're that might have been an issue for him on CLG, might still be an issue for him on EG. Who knows? Have you been impressed? I don't know how many of the EG games you've seen, but have you been impressed with their drafting at all? I ask only in terms of, you know, again, if Irene is really good at that type of stuff.
Well, I'm not too sure. I feel like they had certain good draft and then they still lost, or they had leads and then they still lost. So I felt like they just had too many mistakes in the early mid game. It looked like just like random deaths. I think that was their biggest issues. Like they're just random deaths. Like they would lose. Like one guy would die randomly. They lose Dragon. One of them randomly dies. They lose Herald. I feel like it didn't seem like a big draft issue. I think.
Well, either way, I just wanted to touch base with you on how things are going with the team, and congratulations on the win. Is there anything you wanted to say to any of the fans out there?
Well, I'm happy that I got another win against TSM, another one in the bank.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's like an ongoing thing. Well, it kind of dropped off for a bit, right?
Yeah. Okay. It dropped off on Optic because I lost. Oh no, actually on Optic I won one, but I lost 3, so I was kind of struggling out there, and then
CLG, you guys were losing, right?
I think it was 50-50, but I'm not too sure. I don't want to say anything wrong. Either 1-3 or 2-2. Yeah, okay. But it was not going good.
Yes. But now you can bring it back with this win.
Now with FlyQuest, I need to get the W's in again and get the victories against TSM.
Yeah, you're their kryptonite. Either way, thank you so much for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching that interview. I am right now in the LCS arcade. There's a ton of people behind me playing on these Alienware computers because this whole arcade is powered by Alienware, much like my content is powered by Alienware. And guess what? You can be powered by Alienware because they're giving away a monitor and a desktop, the same setup that they play on at the LCS, right here in my description. There's a link to alienware.com/Travis. You can sign up right there. That page has some information for you. The other thing is that LCS 10 off will also allow you to get 10% off. Parth is on the other side of this window. Let's get a shot of, oh, he's leaving. Either way, you can get 10% off, LCS 10 off. Sorry that we missed Parth, but he was trolling.